There's a boy, he meets a girl, they fall in love.
Oh my god, purple hair!
And it's a visual novelty.
Welcome back to Visual Novelties.
Just a horse's ass.
I have no idea what you're talking
That
about.
was disgusting.
What?
You
I just said, welcome back to Visual Novelties.
You should have heard the shit this guy was saying
back to
before the recording started.
Welcome back to Visual Novelties. There's just a half an hour to go. Let's not... That's this
I can
episode.
tell it myself every time.
That's this episode. Just a half an hour to
April
go.
22nd.
Oh, still April 22nd.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Did you know that you can get the values for X and Y by using this formula?
What formula?
This one.
That we can clearly see written on the board in invisible ink.
This is a bad teacher. He's like, I don't want to clean the class. I don't want to do anything. I'm not going to write anything on the board.
The classroom sounds like my strange loud noise. Just like a muffled scream from the hallway. Sunahara was finally murdered.
The giant animatronic bear poked his head through the door. Oh, fuck!
Followed by a smell as the giant animatronic bear pooped itself.
Oh, no, it's because of the dead kids inside of it. Do you into Five Nights at Freddy's lore, bro?
Why do you have to bring all this horrible darkness into our wonderful, light-hearted...
Do you into Five Nights at Freddy's?
Visual novel, Joe.
Do you into
I'm sorry, are we playing Five Nights at Freddy's?
We could!
No.
Is it a visual...
We couldn't.
Does it qualify as a visual novel?
How long? For like a year and a half did I try to, like, convince you to play that game, and every time you abjectly refused. I believe at one point you said you would rather jam your dick in a blender. Oh. And yet now you're like, hey, we should play that on the show.
I remember saying that.
I'm pretty sure you did. And now you want to play it on this show. The show is exclusively
Did his piggy just blast one?
His piggy?
Oh, the piggy that he has.
Yeah.
Held. Oh, boy.
Yep. Oh. Well.
Oh boy.
I would just not care. No. Like, why would you care? I'd be like, what? Everybody farts. Like, I'm sorry. You're saying you never farted? You're a liar.
No. What you do is
do you have a cork in your butthole? That's not healthy.
You use this opportunity to blame it on Dio. You point at her and you go, she did it, and you know her response. It would just be like, what? I didn't know. I didn't. Yeah, exactly. And then you're off scot free.
Yeah. Unlikely that she's like grab her by the back of her collar and just like drag her off to the. Like, why am I getting detention for farting? Like. Yes, because the only reason anyone farts is because they have a stomachache.
This is Japan, dude. You know how much white rice they eat at any given day? That is the only time any of them fart, because the rest of the time they're all plugged up.
Oh man, I'm glad we could come back to poop so soon. It's our one.
They just farted. What is the logical next step?
It's our one. That's the only humor we can produce is poop jokes. It's lonely to go by myself.
All day, every day.
Woohee. That's a big bad for lunch. Alright, well, tomorrow leaves class again.
Yep.
You know, it reminds me of this one time in school where I didn't get away with this ever.
What, farting?
No, just wandering off and doing whatever I wanted at all times.
It took me until my senior year to figure it out. To figure out how few fucks I gave. What was it? There was a study hall class I was in, and oh no, this was my junior year. Yeah, I guess my junior year I pulled this off. I was in the study hall with a mutual friend of ours, Zach, and I guess maybe you're not a good friend.
Which
Zach? Dyer.
Oh yeah.
You know, Zach. Beep.
Yeah, like now we're gonna have to come up with a new name for him.
Yep.
His name should just be. Okay,
well, his name is Zach, because he's not consequential to the story. It doesn't matter.
His name should be Kaz.
He's not Kaz Hirai.
His name will be
No.
His name will be Kaz Hirai.
His name is not Kaz Hirai. He's not president CEO of Sony. Well,
So anyway, your story.
yes. So thanks for sidetracking me. So I'm sitting in study hall with Zach and then a couple of my upperclassmen, seniors, who were just they were funny most of the time, but usually they were just huge dicks.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're aware, I am overweight,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in high school as well. And I sit down in study hall. I just get out my books, and one of these guys in the upper class, I do not remember his name at all. One of them, he just turns to me and just goes, "Got milk?" Just out of nowhere. My response is to not say a word to him, just pack myself up, stand up, and leave. Just without a word, I just left. And about 10 or 15 minutes into it, the study hall teacher, you always had a teacher sitting in there with you. The study hall teacher looks up, he's like, "Did Joe just leave?" And Zach was like, yeah, he pretty much just walked out. I didn't come back for the rest of the study hall. I didn't give a shit.
I was in our yearbook. I was voted most likely to wander the halls.
Okay.
Me and two other people, because what I would do is we'd be in a class, and it would come time to do a problem or something, and I'd just be it would come to the part of the class where we're doing work or whatever, and the teacher was just sitting at her desk, I don't know, grading something, just whatever. She was no longer teaching us anything, and I'd finish or decide to not care and do it later because it was not whatever.
Sure.
And I'd just be like, I need to go to the bathroom, and just get up and walk out. It had nothing to do with whether or not I needed to go to the bathroom. It was just that whatever I was doing in class, the nothing happening in the halls was far more interesting. So I would walk into the bathroom and be like, no, I don't have to go yet. Leave, go to one drinking fountain, take a drink of water, walk to the opposite end of the building to another drinking fountain, get a drink, come back, probably run into somebody I knew, have a conversation, go back to the bathroom. All right, now I gotta do something here. And then 10 minutes later, walk back to class. Oh man, because there was just nothing. And it got especially bad at the end of the semester when I'm taking AP classes and we're done studying. We have everything we need to know. Every class is just a study hall. Just get up and walk out just for nothing. Do nothing.
Sure.
I was most likely to there were 3 different things because 2 of them it was me and a couple other people, and for that one there were 2 other people and me were nominated for most likely to wander the halls. Because I just so thoroughly had all my A's locked up. There's no reason for me to be in class right now. We're not doing anything important. I'm just gonna walk around doing nothing.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
I was voted absolutely nothing in the yearbook.
Most likely to Joe.
Most likely to exist.
You were the most likely to exist. Everybody else was going to die.
To me, in my frame of reference, I'm the most likely to exist.
I'm the most likely to exist, being that I'm going to kill all of you.
Ooh.
Yes, I poisoned all of your lunches with rat poison. There's no hope of you making it past the end of the day. You might want to might want to get to work on those wills. I'm sure you haven't written them since you're all 16, but
Where are you going with this?
I don't know. This is the speech you gave over the intercom after you poisoned.
Oh,
everybody.
okay, great.
Oh God.
I was even going to kick him as hard as I could.
Tomoya just, you know how you do when you know that the animal you have is alive and can feel pain. Joe, he's like Ender's older brother in Ender's game, where he's like, I'm gonna see how much I can do to this animal before it dies. Oh, ripping it in half was the limit.
Oh, that reminds me, Miles, come here.
He's in his kennel.
What? But I need to do some experiments.
Joe, this is not a funny joke.
That's funny to me, and that's really what matters in the end.
It's Miles, he comes in here, you're like, ah!
Oh, Oh, well. He runs off and then dies? What did I do to him? Like, how did he manage to get away and then just, like, his neck snaps? And did I, like, Kentaro his ass? He walks in there, I'm just like, you're already dead.
Yeah.
And he's just like, just all his bones start snapping.
Blood, like, slowly leaks into the room from around the corner. What did you do?
I watch a lot of anime.
God. Oh, man, it's my curiosity to play. I'm glad our jokes have resorted to my dog dying. Yep. Masters of comedy today. Just what is this critter made of? Flesh and internal organs. Also bones.
There may also be hair. Or what would you call it? Like on a hairy boar like that? What would you call it? Is that fur or
fur?
hair?
It's fur. Yeah. It's always fur. I call it hair sometimes because, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a difference, like it's like a state of matter. Like when it's on their body, it's fur. Once it leaves their body, it's like, it's hair now. That makes it more disgusting. It's like, your hair is all over the place. Like, just looks at me confused. What's hair? I have fur. What are you talking about?
I guess they're interchangeable.
I don't know, Joe. Do you have a full head of fur?
Well, no. It's always called cat hair.
Is it?
If there's hair that's off of a cat, it's always called cat hair.
It's always hair?
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe the hair follicles are the ones that are separated from the being, but while it's attached, it's fur.
It's
so
a
yes,
coat.
You do have.
It's a coat of fur.
Yeah, you do have a full head of fur.
But you do. My hair is very clearly hair. It's different.
What little there is of it.
Yeah. Because I buzz my hair. You're trying to imply that, like, I am going bald, like, off screen where there's no visual evidence to confirm it. This is like a facade that will be very easily defeated. It will not pay off in the future at all. When did your legs get amputated? You're right, Joe.
Will, when did you become a head in a jar? That was fast.
I don't know, Joe. Let's see if in the next episode of Animerica this pans out.
It'll probably be fine.
Oh my god. Oh man, let's get the most from our time out of school. Oh, is this the porn? Doing what? He's got to replace that VHS stereo he has. It's really just not doing it for him anymore.
Yeah, listening to all those porn tapes. I mean, it sounds cool, but
just the audio of porn. There's like two people moaning and like a really shitty generic techno beat.
The proctor of his apartment comes over and knocks on it like, "What are you watching in there?" "Nothing." She opens the door. "What are you He really is watching nothing.
He's like got the audio of the porn tape and he's banging his Tomoya pillow. And she's like, "How did you find something to do that's more weird than watching porn loudly in your dorm room?"
Now, see, here's a question for you. Would it be weirder to just listen to porn with no visuals or to watch porn with no sound?
Oh, watching porn with no sound is weirder. way weirder. Because there's only one way to do that, and that's watching with like this cold, emotionless stare. Like, yeah, you fucked that warm hole.
or as someone who's really analyzing like the direction of it. Oh wow, that was a really interesting angle.
I don't believe your facial performance. You're fake. She's faking. You watch like 68 more videos. She's faking. Yeah, she's faking too. Although
yeah, she's faking.
She's faking.
She actually looks. No, never mind. She's faking.
Start watching like your own amateur porn videos that you made with your girlfriend. Wait, she's faking too?
Oh, she's faking. Oh!
Damn it! Why do I watch so much porn? Why do I film my own? Why is it online?
Why am I watching it with no sound? What does my life come to?
Watching porn of you and your girlfriend with no sound.
The only thing you can hear is your own soft sobbing.
Which is happening actually in real time.
Oh yes, that's the joke. I mean,
Why are you sobbing as you watch you and your girl? Like you have a girl. Is it like an ex-girlfriend from 3 years prior? You're just like, what was and what could have been.
Whatever, time to fap.
Jeez, self-porn.
Ooh.
That's a new level of weird. Like you're not even focusing on the girl. You're focusing on yourself.
Like, wow, look at my technique.
Studying tapes. That makes it significantly less weird, though. I'm heading to the sex championships next month.
No, you're not doing it for any level of self-improvement. You're just watching yourself. Like, you sit and watch yourself have sex all the time. How are you no better at it? I don't give a shit how good I am. I just like watching myself.
And Sunohara naturally then just watches videos of himself fucking his Tomoya pillow.
See, you can do it if you try.
Also, like, I'm gonna go back. He said he's making his room super cyber.
Yeah.
Like, my immediate thought was, oh god, he's got a sex robot.
And it's in the shape of Tomoya.
It's the only possible shape.
That's why he's bringing Tomoya back to his room. He's like, the last part I need is your brain.
Oh my god. The thing is, like, he did time to poke. Okay.
Yeah, see? Alright, well.
Poke.
Oh, good.
As Tomoya revealed his throbbing erection. Tomoya revealed his throbbing erection. Sunohara blushed. And Sunohara blushed and put his hand in front of his mouth, shocked at the size. Tomoya pushed him up against the tree. Sunohara whimpered in resistance, but he didn't care. This was happening.
For the full copy of Will Ryan's Tomoya X Sunohara gay fan fiction.
The sunset glinted off the beads of sweat, trailing down Sunohara's back, leading to his waistline.
Please like, comment, and subscribe for a full transcript.
It touched the end of Tomoya's throbbing member. That's like my favorite, like, in fan fiction. That's my all-time favorite, like, penis synonym. Man, everybody uses it because, like, everybody looks up penis in,
because they can't just keep using wang.
They look up penis in a thesaurus and they see member. And none of them remember the Austin Powers movies, so they're just like, his throbbing member. And it's always throbbing. It's never like half flaccid.
Is kind of droopy.
Wow, you really do have guts, I said as I poked them.
Oh god,
from inside his anus.
Stop it. Ew. Fuck.
Sunohara said in embarrassment. But I had already gone too far. There was no going back.
You're awful. You're awful.
I finished.
Okay. I'll help, I say as I pull my pants up.
Lift. Well, Sunohara's an idiot.
Yep.
We're finally here. Let's consummate this bitch. Yes, it's the only way for them to
No. Don't you say that as you snuggle up closer to me on the couch.
Why not?
You gaybo.
Why not?
You gay lord.
What's wrong with this?
Just the...
There's no dicks touching. Yet. The name of this
do not want.
The name of this episode is super gay.
The name of this episode is 100 Pokes to the Butt.
Oh my god. We'll tear a hole in it. Well, that's the last thing we want. I mean, you wouldn't want to tear a hole in his pants. I mean, that would just...
What would you do with such a thing?
A hole in the pants?
Yeah.
Forcibly enter his anus?
Oh. But that already happened. You're old hat.
That was so 36 seconds ago. Or however much time it was.
Switch on, boo.
He said, okay, so he very clearly said switch on, and yet the Sekai Project, in their infinite wisdom, translated that to power on. Yeah. Thanks, guys. It's porn! Is it going anywhere? Tsunohara presses the record button on the camcorder.
This porn is just getting started. He presses the play button on his cassette deck. A funky beat starts resonating around the room.
It's Bomba Head.
Oh.
Tomoya is immediately in the mood.
That does sound like it would be porn music. Bomba Head sort of does stuff. Yeah. Bomba Head, Bomba Head, be really, really like fast beat too.
Yeah. Rapid pounding.
Yep.
Non-stop rapid pounding.
Speaking of non-stop rapid pounding, I've been playing Dark Souls 2 recently.
Oh, and not Bloodborne? You terrible person.
I want to play them in order.
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't get a chance to play Demon's Souls because I don't have a PS3. I hear that they're coming out with a...
Wait, didn't they release like the remaster of Dark Souls 2 with like the
downloadable content, yeah.
What's the DLC called? Like the
Scholar of the First
Sin. Yeah.
Or Sins of the First Scholar. I don't. It's one of those two.
By the way, after you leave, I'm downloading the Old Hunters. I can't wait.
Ooh. Well, like you have to do any editing or anything today?
Well, I mean, after I'm done with that, I'm gonna have to like sit here and wait.
Oh yeah, it's got to take.
I'd sit here and wait for like 3 hours while it's converting. So I'm just gonna I'll download the Old Hunters, get it installed.
Well, anyway. Dark Souls 2, some of the most fun I've had playing games. Extremely frustrating, but super duper fun. And you've played Bloodborne, I'm going to play that.
And it's the most fun I've ever had playing a game in my entire life.
They're great.
Like, it's the angriest I've ever gotten to get a game without breaking a controller. Yeah. Like, I've gotten that angry at other games, and I think I broke one controller.
WrestleMania?
Don't even start.
WWE
games have made me smash controllers more than Bloodborne. Because it's... Okay, so there should be some explanation for this. Back when WWE used to make the SmackDown versus Raw games, they would put challenges in, like extra challenges that you could do to unlock Create a Wrestler stuff. And probably the coolest thing you could do in any... Like, the thing that everybody does in every WWE game is you create a superstar. Well, there was one game where they just got demonic. Where they were just like, we don't want you to play this game and enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And there were 2 challenges in particular in the game that were like the hardest in the game that were just stupid. One of them was that you had to fight. It was this match doesn't even make sense because it was a WrestleMania. You had to play the match at WrestleMania 9, and you had to beat Hulk Hogan as Ted DiBiase by making him submit to the $1 Million Dream, which is a sleeper hold. This is not a match that took place at WrestleMania 9. Ever. It was not even one of the matches on the card. First of all. Second of all, Hulk Hogan had like max stats in that game. And you had to beat him with Ted DiBiase. I played that match for 45 minutes. Hulk Hogan was his body was like all red. Like the parts of your body as you beat them, they go to yellow, then orange, then red, and that's like max damage.
Yeah.
Every part of his body, his torso, his legs, his arms, and his head were all red. I could not get him to tap. I saved up finishers and did it to him 3 times in a row. I could not get him to tap. It was impossible. So I was like, all right, fuck this. I'll go on to the next one. The next one was called Identity Crisis, where you had to win, and you had to do these on Legend difficulty, which was the hardest difficulty. You had to play as Mick Foley and win a 3-on-1 hardcore handicap match. Mick Foley versus Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind. Those are like 3 different personas that he played throughout the years. It was impossible. It was impossible. I played that match for 2 hours, and I could not conceive of how, when there's 3 guys who it's super easy for them to just like stun lock you and get you in an endless loop of beating the shit out of you, that it's just like I tried everything for like an hour and a half, and I couldn't do it, and that was the time I smashed the controller out of fury. Because I've been like playing this stupid game for like 6 hours and couldn't do like these stupid challenges. Oh my god, it was so annoying.
Good work.
Oh. That was like the beginning of the decline for the WWE games going into WWE 13, which got a much higher than average reviews. And then they sold it off to the 2K franchise, and now it's a piece of shit again. Anyway, it wasn't porn, it was comedy.
Yep. Oh, is that what's happening in Clannad?
But no, like with Bloodborne, like you'll fight bosses and you'll die a dozen times or more. But when you finally beat them, you feel like you really accomplished something. Like it's just a genuine feeling of accomplishment. Like you overcame this brutal challenge that was outrageous and yet fair. Like, there's never a point in the game where it's like, this wasn't fair. Like the AI was exploiting the environment, or the AI was so smart that it was taking advantage of a glitch, or it was doing something that I can't possibly do. You know, there was never that feeling.
I will say that there are some times where the game does fuck you, though. Pretty hard.
What do you mean?
There's,
Bloodborne?
you know, in any of the Souls games, where just the mechanics of the game, something happens, and you get fucked out of, like, your souls that you need to recover. I guess I don't know. Is it the same in Bloodborne, where when you die, your souls are left
because your
behind?
souls are blood echoes in the pot.
Yeah. You have to
the same
retrieve them?
thing. Yeah, and there's a pile on the ground. You have to go retrieve it.
No, if you die on your way back to that pile, does that pile
Yes, it's
disappear?
gone. It's the same rule as in
Yeah.
Dark Souls. Yeah,
Okay.
it's gone.
So yeah, I was fighting a boss in Dark Souls 2. Second boss in the game, and I've gotten further than this in the game.
Oh, by the way, I just want to...
Oh.
Girl is no longer here. He's talking about...
Take courage for everyone.
He's talking about,
dead.
like... he's talking about how, like... I think this is supposed to mean, like... No, don't worry. She didn't die. She made it to school. At the same time, we didn't see this happen, so this might be Tomoya's, like happy delusion.
Maybe.
I think that's the way of the game telling you, like, no, it's okay. Nagisa made it. She didn't die in depression.
She did. She's dead.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm fighting the second boss in the game, and he's this floating knight with a gigantic sword and shield. Super fast, too. And you're supposed to be able to, like, get him positioned, so there are these 2 giant ballistas that you can shoot at him, and kill him with the ballista bolts. They take away, like 2/3 of his health when you hit him with them.
Sure.
But so I was running in there, and I kept dying over and over trying to. I run in there, and
Oh God, Tomoya.
every time I died on the boss, I would have to run over and pick up my souls before I started fighting, because otherwise I'd lose them. And I go and I try to do one of the ballistas, and he turns and destroys the ballista, and then he ends up killing me, like, close to there. I was like, okay, shit. I come back to the boss and run into the room. My souls spawned underneath the fucking ballista, because the ballista respawned. And so I run over there. I'm like, I'm trying to get my souls, and then he kills me because he hits me from behind. I was like, oh god.
That hasn't happened to me in Bloodborne. Something like that. Maybe I'm not saying it's not possible.
Sure,
Nothing like
sure.
that happened to me. Although, I will say, like, I think I bitched about the Shadows of Yharnam more than any other.
Oh, nobody's ever bitched about the Shadows of Yharnam before.
Oh my god. But no, the most frustrating boss I encountered in that game was the Abhorrent Beast. He's a boss you have to fight in one of the side dungeons.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like the game fucks you over in that fight. Because he's always facing straight at you.
Okay.
All his attacks are, well, unless you're like right next to him, he'll do like a side swipe, but you never want to get in close to him because all his attacks do so much damage.
Mm-hmm.
So like usually what will happen is he'll be coming straight at you. So he'll be facing straight at the camera. He can like, well, I guess I'll have to finish this story next time on Visual Novelties.
Okay.
That's how you get him coming back. A pointless cliffhanger about another game not related to this one. See you guys later.